You're too pure for this wicked world. Your data's uncorrupted, but does something skip inside you? That's what takes up time.
Hi there! Welcome back to My Hot Kitchen. I'm Wendy, and I'm going to be showing you another delicious dinner that you can feed your sweetie. Tonight I'm going to be showing you how to make a butter crumbed cod, supreme green beans, and a delicious pasta Alfredo to go along with it. So the first thing that we're going to get started with is our butter crumb topping. So I have panko breadcrumbs here. You can use whatever sort of breadcrumbs you like. I happen to really like panko. A nice little chunk of butter. And what you're going to do is just sort of toss the butter in the crumbs and mix it all in together using kind of a little folding motion until you get the butter completely distributed through the breadcrumbs. So this is a fun little part of the job. As long as you begin by coating the butter in the crumbs first, you should not have too much trouble doing this. All right, the next part is to season it up. Scrape whatever you have off your fingers. And then you're going to add a nice little teaspoonful of dill weed. And several grates of lemon zest. When you're zesting your lemon, be careful just to pull the very top layer of the skin off. If you start to see white underneath, that means you've gone a little too deep, and move on to a new section of the lemon. Get all that lemon zest out of there. Back to mixing. Once it's all evenly distributed through the crumbs, you're good to go. Let's move on to the fish now. Got this nice big fillet of cod right here, and what you're going to do is start by salting and peppering it. Keep the seasoning simple. And then you're going to slice it in half. Now you can see that one part is thicker than the other, of course, so I'm going to slice up here where it's thicker. And then I'm going to wrap this piece under so that it's more like the same size as the other. And that will help the two pieces to cook evenly. So go ahead and plop these guys in your baking pan. And then top them off with your crumbs. Make sure you have a nice thick and even layer on top of each fillet. Now as this cooks in the oven, the crumbs are going to crisp up a little bit and the butter is going to melt down the fish. It's going to be delicious and amazing. Your sweetie's going to think you spent all night making dinner for them. Beautiful. And I'm just going to wash my fishy hands off and then we'll put this in the oven. Delicious. Bake that for about 12 to 15 minutes until the fish is completely opaque and flakes away with a fork. So with your fish in the oven, the next thing that you want to get going is your pasta. So drop your pasta into a pot of boiling water. Add an ample amount of salt. My slow pouring salt shaker here. And a generous amount of olive oil. And this type of pasta is going to need to boil for 7 minutes. Make sure you give the pasta a good stir after you've dumped it in the water so that it doesn't stick together. So with the fish in the oven, the pasta going, and everything starting to come together, now you want to start working on those supreme green beans. So I have a pre-warmed saute pan here, and what you're going to do is drop your almonds into the pan first, and you're going to toast them for a few seconds. Just keep moving around the pan quickly because you don't want them to burn. Once you start to see a little bit of brownness on the almonds, you're good to add a little olive oil. Let's add that olive oil. That will also help the almonds to brown. To that, add some garlic. Flame it up. And the green beans. And a little bit of white wine. Salt. pepper. Ooh, that's a noisy one. Put a lid on it and let it kind of poach for about 3 minutes while everything else finishes up. The pasta is done. We're gonna go dump out this hot water here. Rinse it briefly with cool water to stop it from cooking, but not long enough to take the heat out of it. Shaking off the extra water, back into the pan. Now we're going to turn this pasta into a little Alfredo. So begin this delicious dish by adding butter and melting it. Make sure your heat is turned on to a medium-low temperature so that your cheese will melt and the butter will melt and everything. Add to that a little bit of milk. If you're feeling decadent, you can use cream. And then you're just going to grate a whole bunch of cheese into that. Whole lot of cheese. Sounds like my fish is done. I'll go check on it in a second. First, I want to stir this cheese into the pasta. As the heat works on it, it will slowly coat each and every delicious little bit of pasta in the dish. So now that the cheese is all melted, we're going to add a few seasonings. I suggest basil and quite a bit of garlic salt. Also, some fresh chopped chives and a little scoop of capers. Blend that all together and give it a taste. Oh, that is so good. Now it's time to check on the fish. So let's go get this fish out of the oven. Oh, yummy. That looks absolutely beautiful. Let's come back over here and finish up these green beans. Wonderful. They've changed color. The almonds are nice and toasted. All you have to do is just finish it off with a little butter. Oh, that smells so good. As the butter melts, it's going to coat the vegetables and give them a nice shiny look. It's also going to round out the flavors that you have going on in there. Everything is ready. Let's plate. So I'm going to start by scooping off the fish. It's still a little warm. Using a nice flat spatula and my trusty fingers, I'm going to grab this fish off of the bottom of this pan and put it on my plate. And repeat with the other one. Beautiful. I'm going to frame in the fish with this delicious pasta Alfredo. Yummy. The Asiago cheese was an excellent choice of cheese to use for this. Has just the right melting qualities to it to make this nice, easy Alfredo. Now for the beans. Now with the beans being as long as they are, they're going to be a little bit difficult to get out of the pan. So once again, I'm going to rely on my trusty fingers to help me with this job. Beautiful. Frame the fish in on the other side. Amazing. Your sweetie's gonna think that you've been slaving away in the kitchen all day for them. Either that or they're gonna think that you took them to a fish house. And then top off your pasta with a fine grate of that Asiago cheese. You can also use Parmesan or Romano if you like for this purpose, but I'm really enjoying the Asiago. Now we're ready to put these on the table. Give my sweetie the big piece. So now your toils are finished and you can invite your sweetie in to join you in your delicious fish house. Now I recommend serving this up with a nice crisp white wine and maybe a green salad, definitely a little bread and butter. So call in your sweetie. Au revoir, apron. Where is my husband? Honey? Honey? Yay.
Yeah, this looks delicious.
Yay.
Have a seat.
Right. Going out to a fish house tonight.
You are such a good cook. This is a hot kitchen.
So thanks for joining me in my hot kitchen tonight. Have fun turning up the heat in your kitchen, and I'll see you next week. Night-night.